Hi guys, for this holiday season, I wanted to keep things super minimal as well as very affordable in my home. So I'm super excited to be partnering with Walmart for today's video because they have some amazing affordable holiday options. Whether you're gift giving or having a gathering like myself, they have something for you. And the first thing that I wanted to share with you guys that I picked up, which kind of inspired this whole video, is my wood wick candle. And I'm just going to let you guys listen right here. That is my favorite part of the wood wick candles, and they pretty much inspired this whole little cozy DIY situation. So I am using these glass jars from Walmart, which usually are intended for like kitchen use. You can use them in the bathroom, but for today's video, I was like, oh my gosh, let's make like a really cool candle setup that's super cozy and will look really nice and minimalistic within the home. So here I am just kind of judging where I'm going to put them, kind of setting them up. I decided that I wanted them to be centered on my console, but I also wanted them to be staggered. And then I was like, maybe I want to kind of separate them and put something in between them. And that is the look that we decided to go with. So I have them here all lined up, and I'm just kind of trying to get the spacing right just because I don't want to have to move them around a ton since we are going to be putting candles in them. But these jars are amazing. They come in a ton of different sizes on Walmart, and again, they're super affordable. And the best part is after the holiday season is kind of over, I'm going to be able to reuse them. So we're going in with this pillared candle set. I chose white to go with the whole minimal theme, but Walmart has a few other options and different colors as well as textures for candles. So if you wanted to do something a little bit different or put your own twist on this little fun DIY project, you easily could. So I just went ahead and got one of each of these sizes. I realized that only about 3 can fit in the larger jar. So that is what I went with. And I just kind of like maneuvered them around just because the bottom of these jars isn't 100% flat. So you just want to make sure that you get the candles stable, obviously for safety in there. So that is what I did. I'm just kind of moving them around, making sure they are in place and secure before I go ahead and light the candles. But so far I have just found that it's so easy to just kind of like push them towards the front. That way the larger candle is the most stable, and then the other ones are kind of being held up by the larger candle, if that makes sense. So I went ahead and just used my lighter and went ahead to light them just to make sure that I liked this overall design before I went ahead and repeated it for the next jar. I decided that for these larger jars, I loved the way that this looked. So I went ahead and repeated it in the other jar that was the exact same size. So those kind of match. And then for the ones that were staggering, I was like, I'm just going to take a single candle and put in there just because of the sizing difference. So I did the 2 larger ones with the set of the 3 candles. As you guys can see here, I'm just repeating that same process over again. Super simple. Another cool thing about this DIY is you could totally make it your own. I love the minimalistic look, but if you guys want to add like some vase filler to the bottom, some maybe like faux cranberries to give it a pop of color, you can do so much with this and just kind of like make it your own. You could even get like a floating tea light candle. There's just so many different things that you can do with this. That's why I think it's perfect. And again, a really affordable option as well. So as I mentioned here, I'm just going ahead and using the smaller jars just to include a singular candle. Now you could also, obviously, as I mentioned, do like the whole tea light thing. You could put a couple of tea lights probably in there floating on some like water. Would be super cool with like faux cranberries in the bottom and some glitter if that kind of matches more with your holiday decor. Whatever you want, you can do it for this DIY, but I love the way that mine turned out, just keeping everything very simple and minimal. So I thought that this looked amazing on its own, but we are really going to take it up a notch with the next step and just kind of make it look absolutely perfect. In my opinion, I think it looks gorgeous and beautiful, and obviously it's gonna add some nice mood lighting to the home as well, which is great. You could even do some scented candles if you wanted to have like a nice scent in your home. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking these faux stems and I'm just kind of bending them once and creating an L shape. And this is not only going to make it look perfect, but create a secure decor piece so we don't have any mishaps or any issues, because obviously we are using candles. We always want to be safe and make sure everything is secure. So because I was able to just bend it, this hooks on the back of the console perfectly and it's just set to go. It looks like it was meant for this. And originally I was going to use Garland, which if you already have Garland, you could totally do that as well. But this ended up working so much better in my opinion than using Garland. I am so excited that I came up with this little idea because I was like, this is so much better. And it just looks a lot more seamless and put together than the actual Garland would itself. But again, if you don't want to spend any extra money and that's all you have, definitely go with the Garland. There's some great Garland on walmart.com that I love. I will link down below for you guys to check out. Obviously these have like the little metal and stuff in them, so you can kind of bend them and make them go whichever way you want. This also is great to just kind of fluff them up to make them look a little bit more realistic as well. And if you really wanted to go all out, you could go to like your local fabric store and maybe get like a piece of faux fur to add to the bottom if you wanted it to look like snow. I personally wanted more of like a dark, moody theme, so I kept it just my dark natural wood on the console itself, but just trying to give you guys other options and ideas that you can do. I wanted to keep everything else, again, very minimalistic, just add a little bit of texture. So here I'm just hooking on some little stockings that I already had. And I'm so happy that they hook on the edges of the console just perfectly, so I didn't have to use any like stocking hooks or anything. Sometimes those don't always look the greatest when you have something simple and streamlined like a console that you're using. And then after that, I just went ahead and added a few more things on top of the console. So here I just have a vintage stone piece. That piece of fur is actually a swatch for a sample of a furniture piece I'm getting. So I added that, and then my little tree, and then this little acorn candle just to kind of spice up that little corner. This is how everything is looking so far, and I feel like this is going to be perfect for my gathering. Huge shout out to Walmart for having really nice affordable options for the holiday season. Here I just went ahead and switched out the stems in here for something a little bit more festive and holiday. Those are from Walmart as well, and I saw this all over Pinterest and I had to do it because I had one of these vintage limestone planters and everyone online had put a Christmas tree in it, and I think it looks so cool. It adds a little bit of texture, so I just watered my tree a little bit because it is a real tree, and I got a little small mini one. I thought it was so cute at the grocery store the other day, and then I added some ornaments that were just from my collection that I had last year. Love those because they add a little bit of a sparkle to the space. And that is everything that I did for this holiday season, just to keep it nice and minimal and simple within my home. Again, the links to everything I used from Walmart will be in the description box down below for you guys to check out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a happy holiday. Bye.